Hey guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel. I'm doing paid review 22QB58. Quick watch check. Rolex Sky Dweller. The Sky Dweller. Okay guys, I'm doing a review here. This is for Ricardo. It's a video review and advice on the Vacheron de Vache. This is the steel 1955 reissue of a classic chronograph. Now he says to me, hey Arch, what would it cost for a paid review of the Vacheron de Vache 1955 in steel? Would be nice if you tell me the best way to get hold of it as well. I hear Vacherons lose a lot of value if bought new, but I can't find this used anywhere. If you prefer other watches over this, feel free to mention it as well. Thanks, Ricardo. So, he goes on to say, he sent me $50. I charge $50 US for a paid watch review. Please do a review on the Vacheron de Vache 1955 in steel and let me know if you think there's better alternatives. They seem very rare and have only found some at retail and none used. He doesn't tell me what country he's in, doesn't tell me anything. But he goes on to say, I've sent you $50. Could you do a review on this watch? Tell me if you think there's better alternatives. They seem very rare, only found some at retail and none used. Would be curious on how much of a hit I would take if I bought it new. My small collection I have is Rolex sub no date, Grand Seiko, White Birch Spring Drive. Okay, so he's got two watches. Okay, so let's jump straight in here. The Vacheron de Vache. Now, what is this watch? Well, it's actually a very... I've just got my teleprompter up here. It's actually a very, very iconic and beautiful watch here. Now, I got to tell you something. What it is? It's a reissue of a watch that Vacheron released, 1955. That's when the original came out. And it's in steel, and it is really a very classic dress type watch. It's a chronograph. It's a 2-register chronograph, and it has the most beautiful lugs on the case. It's very, very classic and beautiful. Now, this watch here itself here, Vacheron has gone through their archives and reissued. It's part of their Historiques. The previous, this is kind of capitalizing on their very good history. So, you know, what do I think of this watch? I think it is really quite a beautiful watch. Now, unfortunately here, Ricardo, he's kind of all over the shop. He says he's heard Vacheron loses money and da-da-da-da-da. And this is what happens in the marketplace. See, people get a bit of information and it's completely lost in the context when this was said. For example, the Vacherons themselves, they were quite soft for a while. Even the overseas were soft. And then we saw the massive boom, kaboom, and the prices went absolutely crazy. In fact, a 3-hand Vacheron overseas with a blue dial, very, very valuable watch. So when he makes these statements, he's kind of, you know, he makes these statements based on, it's misinformation, it's in a different context. So I've got to be honest with you. I would say now, in the modern market we're in, Vacheron, it does, you know, any new watch, even if you go and buy a Patek Philippe, anything that's not their super hype. Now, the hype in Patek, of course, is the steel sports. In Vacheron, steel sports as well. But the more dressy type pieces, they tend, you got to be a little bit cautious. Okay, so in all honesty with you there, I would say to you this okay, so what do I think of this watch? What do I think of this watch? Let's do a quick review of it. Well, basically it's a reissue of a 1955 chronograph. It's very, very classic. It uses one of the most iconic movements. We'll talk about that in a minute. It uses a Lemania-based movement. Now you might say, oh, it's not in-house, but hang on a minute. It's all done in-house by Vacheron. And listen to this. Lemania used to make movements for many of the Patek Philippe's. And the thing is, many of the very valuable Pateks had Lemania-based movements. So that is actually a good thing. It's a good thing. So it's this watch here itself, the reissue was introduced in 2015. The Historiques Corne de Vache 1955 was it was available in platinum, pink gold, until now they've released it in steel, which, to be honest with you, this was 2019. It's going to bring your price point way down. So it harks back to the original. Now this watch, when it was released in the 50s, it was a competitor to Patek Philippe's 1463. That's their manual wind chronograph. So this watch is in very, very good company. Now this watch itself here, what do I think? I think it's actually pretty beautiful. It's a two register meaning it's got two eyes. A lot of chronographs these days have three. You look at a Speedmaster, it's got the three little eyes, whereas this here is a traditional they call that two register. The Patek, probably the most modern one to compare this to would be a Patek 5170 or a 5172. It's also a manual wind chronograph, two register. So it is done superbly. This watch itself has got a display back, which absolutely breathtaking. I think it's the main competitors nowadays. If you really wanted to compare this watch to other watches of this class, you'd have to say the Patek Philippe 5172 and also the Lange 1815 chronograph. It's another manual wind two register chronograph. In my opinion, I would say the Patek and the Lange are probably better. Not much, but they're a hell of a lot more money. So, yeah, just remember that. This watch here was 41,600 euros. It's expensive. It was always expensive. Now, the case itself, 38.5, which I think is probably perfect. As I said, stainless steel, polished stainless steel. It's using the caliber 1142, which, as I mentioned, is based on the Lemania 2310. But it's all done in-house. That's partly because of who Richemont owns different brands here. So, okay, what do I think? What do I feel? I think this watch it's amazing. It's an amazing watch. Now, can you get it cheap? Ooh, this is not a watch that really, this is a watch a purist buys and he doesn't sell. This is not a flipper's watch. This is somebody who really, someone buys this watch who likes it. They don't really look at flipping it. It's not like a steel sports Rolex. So my honest advice to you, this is, would I buy one? I think it's absolutely stunning. If you like it, you love it. I think it's a watch you buy and you keep for a long time. That's what you do. You don't flip this watch. The best way, how do you get one secondhand? Well, if I were you, you haven't mentioned what country you're in, but jump on Chrono24. Chrono24 is where I would be going. There are some secondhand on Chrono24. You're looking at around about high 30s, low 40s. So there are pieces available around the world. The next thing, if you're in America, European watches of Boston, Massachusetts, and also you might want to give DavidSW a try. He occasionally gets some expensive Vacherons in. So you never know your luck. But basically this watch here, is it going to lose money? It's not a flipper's watch. This is a watch you buy because you love it. Are you going to lose money? I think the rules that even I said to you a couple years ago are different. They're different. So would you lose money? I suspect if you bought one and then you wanted to sell it, of course you would, because the dealer would skin you alive. But I don't think you would technically lose a lot of money. I think it's pretty safe buying. The problem is getting one, okay? So would I pay retail for it? Well, I'd try and get a discount. I'd try and haggle. And the other thing is sometimes they can, if you're really wealthy, you can package it. You say, if I buy this, will you sell me that? That's probably the more realistic approach. But as far as a watch goes, it's not something to be traded. It's not that sort of, it's a bit like a Patek. What you find, these really high echelon watches, Patek, Vacheron, they're not really that easily found. People who buy them are rich and they don't sell. So my advice to you is try the Chrono24, try a few dealers, look around, be ready to nab one when a good one comes up. Okay, guys, that's the review for today. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Remember, I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I desperately need more paid reviews. I need more paid reviews. Okay, guys, please get a paid review, $50 US. Look down below in the description. And I will see you in the next one. Also, you can sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month and keep me full-time on YouTube. Hi guys, it's ArchieLuxury. Guys, I want to talk to you about DavidSW. DavidSW. Guys, if you are in America, if you are looking for a Rolex watch of your dreams, in fact, if you're looking for a contemporary modern wristwatch, I strongly advise you to look at DavidSW. Guys, don't play the dealer games. Don't bring in chocolates or Krispy Kremes for your dealer hoping to get a Rolex at retail. It's futile. Please, guys, save your dignity. Keep some pride. Go to DavidSW. I would highly recommend DavidSW. If you're in America and you're looking for a watch, go to DavidSW. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and today guys, I'm very proud to introduce a new sponsor of the ArchieLuxury and the Pluta channels. Who am I talking about? WatchShopping.com, WatchShopping.com. Check them out, guys. Jump online, check out WatchShopping.com. These guys here have been in business since 2017. Worldwide shipping and distribution. Over 10,000 wristwatches in inventory. Stock in hand, and 90 plus different brands, new and pre-owned. Now, the good thing about WatchShopping.com, trusted by over 4,000 reviews on Chrono24 and Trustpilot. Your one-stop shop to buy any watch your heart desires. Please, guys, check out watchshopping.com, watchshopping.com, watchshopping.com. I'm ArchieLuxury, and check out watchshopping.com. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury on the YouTube sensation, the Paul Pluta channel. Guys, I need you to help me out, guys. I can't survive on Google Ads alone. I need you to request a paid review. $50 US. Look down in the description. $50 US. I will review your collection. I'll tell you what I think of it, and I'll give you some pointers. The other thing is, guys, you can sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay a couple bucks a month, $1, $2, $5, whatever you want, and it keeps me going on YouTube because, guys, I'm in a niche. Nobody can make money out of the views I get. The views are crap because it's a small specialized area, and I don't talk about garbage for the sake of views. Guys, sponsor me on Patreon. Look down below, and I will see you in the next one.